What's up, YouTube?
Good afternoon.
Good night.
Good afternoon.
It's dark outside.
Yep.
Hey, that means it's nighttime.
Morning.
Good night,
I'm in
YouTube.
morning. Dang it.
What's up, YouTube? My name is Steve.
Wallace.
We're with the All-American Workshop. Today, we are going to show you guys,
You guys.
all of our viewers,
Viewers.
20 of you, the difference between types of wood finishes, how to apply them, and how to clean your brush.
This is a brush in case you didn't know.
This
You
is
got-
not a brush.
You gotta clean this.
Stay
Not a
tuned.
brush.
So today I'm going to go over the basic wood finishes. This isn't in depth or anything, this is the very basics. Over here on the left, you have oil finishes. This is tung oil specifically. But oil finishes, what they do is it penetrates inside the wood. It goes down a couple layers and it brings out the wood grain and the beauty of the wood. This wax here, this is considered a top coat. You use it for furniture and it's not something that's not like wear and tear. It doesn't have a lot of wear and tear to it. Then up here you have your polyurethane / polyacrylic. The only difference is polyacrylic is water-based, polyurethane is oil-based, and these are top coats, so they sit on top of the wood, they harden, and they create a water barrier for the wood. And then down here you have your shellac and your lacquer. This is kind of the same as the polyurethane in a way. It's got different chemical makeup, but they also harden and they do not penetrate the wood, and it dries substantially faster than your polyurethane and polyacrylic does. This is just a spray can of polyurethane, because you can do that too. And that's stain. We're staining things. That's about it. Show you how to apply the finish. This method is going to go for polyacrylic, polyurethane, shellac, and lacquer. It's all exactly the same way. First part is probably the most important is the mixing. When you're mixing this, you want to go nice and slow, because the reason is these top coats tend to bubble up on you. So if you mix it too fast, you're going to create air bubbles from the bottom of this can, and there's going to be air bubbles all throughout this finish. So you just go nice and slow, mixing all the stuff on the bottom, mixing it all in. Don't go too fast. Mix it till it is completely mixed, so probably like 1 to 2 minutes. Now you can buy many different brushes for polyurethane. There's actually brushes specifically that say polyurethane brushes, but it's basically just a synthetic material brush. Again, same for the shellac, the lacquer, and the regular polyurethane. So I'm going to show you how to properly apply polyacrylic and polyurethane. Each piece of wood has a wood grain, and the grain moves in one direction smoothly. The way you can find this out, run your hand across it. The other side is going to be rougher. So when you're applying this polyacrylic, you're going to apply it in one single direction, going with the grain. Just like this. And then, you can tell it looks kind of sloppy. You just take the brush, the weight of the brush, and just go right across it. And that will level it out. And then just wait for this to dry, usually about 4 hours. And then you're going to take 120 grit sandpaper, sand it down. Usually polyurethane, polyacrylic. I do about 3 or 4 coats depending on the project. Alright guys, here's just a slightly longer piece to kind of embellish the going with the grain. This is plywood, so it's a little different, but I'm just going to keep it the same. So you do 1 coat, 1 line, drag the brush across.
Sorry. Solid hits. This is tung oil.
It's an oil from Tongues. You're gonna apply this like stain. Go ahead and slap a little bit on there just like that. So you're gonna wanna let this sit for a little while. And then after it sits for a while, go ahead and wipe off the excess. So we'll let that sit.
Nice. Here's a piece of walnut that's been already finished with the tongue oil for quite a while. It's been sitting for weeks probably. But I just did this shot to show you the penetration power of this oil. You can see right there, that dark line up there, that's how deep this oil penetrates. Here's a side by side. This piece on the left has tongue oil. Piece on the right, nada. You can see the embellishment of the wood grain. This is from the same cut of wood. Different place, but same cut. But you can tell the difference in color and wood grain. Here I have the different types of wood finishes lined up for you so that you can see the finished products of them. First one we have is the tongue oil, the penetrating oil. Notice the wood grain, and again that penetrates. And we got the wax, which is mainly used for furniture decoration pieces, things that don't really see that much traffic, if you will. This next one, you see a polyurethane, which you can see that a little sheen to it, provides a hard coating to it. The lacquer is actually shelf here. It is smooth, it's hard, dried really fast. So those are the different looks at the different kinds of finishes you have. I left stain out because most people know what stain looks like.
After you've applied that beautiful wood finish, what do you normally do? Throw your brush away? Not today, because I'm going to show you how to properly clean it with nothing but water and some Dawn dish soap. Not sponsored.
Alright, so your first step in this process here is just to rinse this bad boy out here. Get all that extra finish out of your brush. You can see on the ground the water is nice and cloudy. That means there's still finish in your brush. So just give it a rinse until it's clear. Look at that clear water. You can lap that water off the ground if you wanted to. I like to use Dawn dish soap because let's be honest, they use it on baby ducks. So yeah, I trust it on my paintbrushes. Woo. Squirt some of that in there. Lather it up. Now for my favorite part, which I have a dope idea about. Let's say you just got done applying polyurethane, which is oil based, and I got oil on your brush. The cleaning method for cleaning oil based substances off of your brush is different than cleaning water based. You can't just use water because, as we know, water and oil do not mix. So in this case, what you would use is paint thinner. Okay, so it didn't fit in the mason jar, so I got this little cheese grater thing. But you're gonna see that as I work this brush in here, other than getting it everywhere, you're gonna see the paint thinner change color. You really kind of want to work it in here, so get all the bristles wet with this paint thinner as you can. Get it in there, and you want to wring it off the edge like that. Just keep doing that. Bend the brush in there. That'll get the paint thinner where it needs to be in the bristles of the brush. So just keep bending it back and forth, keep working it. This paint thinner is breaking up all the oil finish that's inside this brush. Okay, as you can see, this oil, or the paint thinner, I'm sorry, is no longer clear. It's got a tint to it. That's all the oil that was stuck. So now what you're going to do is empty that and start fresh with new paint thinner.
Alright, so that's pretty clear. So now on to step 2 with the oil base. Just as we did before, just gonna rinse out the brush just a little bit. There shouldn't be a lot of finish in here. What's left is just the oil. And then the most important part of this whole process is this part. You will start to see that in the beginning, your soap isn't really getting bubbly. It's not sudsing up that much. That's because the soap is actually bonding with the oil and breaking it down inside the brush. So this process is going to be repeated multiple times. So rinse out between, and we're going to do this until you get plenty of suds forming on your hand. Each time it will get more sudsy. So you just want to work the soap in. You can already see it. Getting some more soap on there. Getting more bubbly. So that's the second time, so that's pretty good. So that means a lot of the oil in this brush is actually already broken down. Just gonna do that for a little bit. Rinse off again. This third time you should see a huge difference. You can see a lot more suds. Alright, ready? Look at that. Those are normal soap bubbles there. So that means that all of the oil inside of this brush has been broken down, cleaned out. That's what's allowing for the soap to be that sudsy. So after we get all the soap rinsed out, we're going to do the same process as before with getting the water out. I'll soap first, get all that soap out of here. Give her the old shakedown. Then when you're done cleaning your brush, just find a good spot, hanger it up.
Hey guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope it was a little bit informative at least. I tried my best to get all the details in there.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate you watching. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Hope you have a good one.